Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. My dear Mustafa and Muhammad, my grandsons, I was thinking to record a few programs for you especially, and many Muslims living abroad and others who wanted to know that who was our Prophet. Let me start with his birth of a blissful being. He was born on, if you calculate the day, it was Monday, according to local calendar I'm talking. And if we see Hijra or Islamic calendar, it was 12th Rabiul Awal, the year of the elephant. The date, according to the Christian's calendar, it was April 22nd, 571 AD. So that was the August birthday of our Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, the best of the humans ever born anywhere on earth. And his father was Abdullah and mother Amina. Abdullah was an exceptionally good-natured man. My dear, like her illustrious husband, Amina too was a lady of high virtues. Our Prophet's grandfather, his name was Abdul Muttalib. Abdul Muttalib was leader of the famed Quraysh tribe and the honored chief of Mecca. He was the chief of Mecca and he was highly respected person. On the birth of Prophet Muhammad, he named Muhammad. Do you know who named Muhammad? That was his grandfather, Abdul Muttalib. And it was customary in Arabia during those days that after the marriage, the bridegroom stayed for some time at bride's residence. Accordingly, Abdullah, when he got married, he stayed at Amina's home for 3 days after their marriage. Then he returned to his own home along with his noble wife. After some time, he set out for Syria on a trade trip. On return, he stayed at Medina. Medina is the Prophet's city where he is buried at this time. Medina. He fell sick there and died after a very short while, and he was buried at Medina. When the sad news of his demise reached Mecca, grief gripped Amina's household all. She went into a spell of acute depression and dejection. Chief Abdul Muttalib too was shocked by the untimely demise of his virtuous son, Abdullah, the father of our Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. So, as the time rolled on, after some time, a bright male baby was born to Lady Amina. This lessened considerably her load of grief and depression and the birth of her son. When Prophet's grandfather heard the news of the birth, his joy knew no bounds. He was so happy. Winding up all the engagements of the day, he dashed into the residence of his noble daughter-in-law. He picked up the blessed baby in his arms and gave him a warm hug. Kissing him all the way, he went straight to Kaaba. He expressed his gratitude to Allah, to God, and prayed for health and happiness of the newborn babe. Then he returned to Amina's house and replaced the baby in her lap gently. After Allahu Akbar, considerable thinking, he named the baby as Muhammad. This is a sweet Arabic word meaning the praised one. My grandson, your name is also Muhammad. So you must know what's the meaning of this. The meaning of Muhammad is praised one. The praised one. Although such unusual names were not in vogue at that time, yet the great old chief felt pleased to choose it for his bright-looking grandson. On the 7th day after the birth, Chief Abdul Muttalib sacrificed a nice camel and threw a big feast for the Quraysh gentry. After the feast, some curious guests inquired about the preference of a rather unusual name over the customary pattern of naming common in the area. That was not customary, Muhammad. To this, Abdul Muttalib, the grandfather, he replied, I wish the baby to be worthy of praise and appreciation of God and His people in heavens and on earth. These were the wordings of his grandfather. I've started short stories for Mustafa and Muhammad and many small children who are living overseas, especially in UK, America, and other countries. So if you enjoyed, please leave comment on this. And now I have also started taking emergency calls. So I beg leave. So, Fimallah. May Allah bless you all.